Hey, everybody, welcome back to the WDKX podcast after show. We have Mama Mack here. We talk money every Monday morning in WDKX Wake Up Club. How are you doing?
Listen, I'm doing fine.
Well, listen, we had some callers that are not doing fine. They ran into a couple of situations that involved one was taxes. Someone claimed the kid on the taxes that didn't have sole custody of the kid or primary custody of the kid, only had them for the summer and claimed them all year round. And we also had a situation where somebody's name was used as a child on bills, and then they found out later on that their name was used and messed up their credit. So it's a subject we run into a lot. Right now we're in tax season, but Mama Mack, can we talk a little bit about this? Number one, kids getting claimed by parents that are not solely responsible for the kids throughout the year.
So they don't have legal custody.
No.
And so that particular case was the case that the student or the kid actually went down and spent some time with another relative.
Mhm.
And unbeknownst to the primary caregiver, the relative put that kid on their tax return and received a tax refund. So when the legal parent or grandparent or who had legal custody went to go file, that social security number came up that had already been used
And filed by somebody else.
and filed by somebody else and funds received by someone else. And so she called in
Yeah.
and said, okay, what do I do? What legal recourse do I have to remedy this particular situation? First of all, as a primary caregiver, is that you have to prove that that's who you are.
Mhm.
So if you send the birth certificate and all the documentation, you prove that they've been in your household by school records or tax records or something to show of substance, legal substance, that says that you have been the primary caregiver, even though they may have spent a couple of months at another relative's home.
Okay.
So that's the key component.
You have to have the receipts.
You have to show
Okay.
proof. Is it medical that you provided medical services? Is it school records? Something that shows that you have been engaged more than just a tax refund relationship with that child or
Okay.
that student. So that's number one. Once you be able to prove and provide that information to the IRS, they'll go back to the person who originally filed and ask them for the same documentation.
Mhm.
If they're not able to provide it, then that person has to pay back that tax refund, the amount that was given to them for that child, with interest.
Yeah.
So that becomes a tax liability for whoever that was that filed it.
All right. So there is a recourse for it. The other caller was a really tough one where a woman called up and said that she had gone through a situation where it wasn't even her parents that used her Social Security card. It was an older sibling that had access to that information and used it to destroy their credit, and they had to go the legal route. So that happens as well.
It does. And it's painful, but it's more painful that you have to resolve the situation. So first of all, you get the shock. Like, my sister did what? My brother did what to
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
That type of thing.
My family.
And then you say, okay, now how do I solve this? And you usually have three different options when you are a victim of identity theft. First one is that you have to file a police report to say, this is what happened to me. This is who I think did it. Second thing is that you have the choice whether or not, based on what you were looking to borrow or file for, whether or not you can still afford it on your own.
Mhm.
Or the third item is that, you have to pay that money back because it's on your credit, it's on your financial history.
Yeah.
So what choices do you have? And most times, the victim does not want to remedy the situation by filing a police report because they don't want their relative or someone close to them going to jail. But that's the only way that recovery will actually happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're stuck with either paying the bill or dealing with it legally through the authorities. And I don't like either one of those options. You know what I mean? I hate
Like
for
some
anybody being
cases,
in.
it could be your mom.
Yeah.
And what is it that you're supposed to do? Put your mom in jail? But those are the only reasons. That's the only recourse that we have to recover or get ourselves back on the right track. So maybe was gas and electric bill that was in your name 5 years ago and it's outstanding bill, and now you go down to the gas and electric place and try to get service and they're like, no, you have a past due bill. Well, I couldn't have. I was only 13 at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have to do the police report to remedy that situation. Otherwise, you don't get services.
And then your credit score takes a hit, and all the things that you have to deal with as you get older. You might not get student loans. You might not be able to get a mortgage. You might not be able to get a car. You might not be able to get a loan of any kind.
Apartment.
Yeah.
You can't get an apartment.
Jobs too. It affects your credit score affects jobs. Whether or not you're able to do it, because it shows a level of responsibility. Now imagine that you're taking on this responsibility. You're only 13 years old, and they don't realize the fact that somebody else used your identity in order to claim services. So
it happens. It happens a lot, but you can resolve the issue. Don't sit in silence and hurt. Don't sit in silence and be denied.
yeah,
So really step up. But the most precautionary measure is to make sure that your documents are kept safe. You know where they are. Yours, whether or not you do tax returns or your social security card or anything that has your private information on it, you always want to keep it into a safe.
yeah.
And your mom usually has the best safe, by the way.
You know full well, people watching this right now, your mom got all your paperwork.
That's right.
And she ain't giving it up.
That's right. Don't expect it.
The end.
Get a copy.
You can say please all you want.
And pay for the copy.
Yeah. Not the original though.
No.
You're not getting the original.
Get the
I don't
copy.
ask me if I have my diploma.
Do
Nope.
you have yours?
Neither one of them. High school, college, any paperwork that I achieved,
That's
any
right.
award I have,
You're not supposed to.
sitting in my mama house.
Mhm.
That's right. We are 103.9 WDKX. We talk buddy every Monday morning, 10 o'clock on 103.9 WDKX. You can catch on the WDKX app or online at WDKX.com. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Make sure you're on the WDKX podcast network on YouTube. Till next time, have a great day.